Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise and give you the insights you need to be, well, truly well-informed. Today, we're diving into something that can feel pretty intense for a lot of people. Selling your home. Most sellers, they have the picture right. Buyers everywhere, offers flooding in, getting top dollar, maybe even way over asking. It's the dream. But what happens when that's just not how it plays out, when you hardly get any showings or the offers you do get feel, well, kind of insulting? It's really frustrating when that happens.
It really is. And that frustration, that's exactly what we're looking at today. We've pulled some key ideas from some really good source material, specifically an article called Selling Homes in a Shifting Market, Adjusting Expectations. Our whole mission here is to show you why tweaking those expectations isn't just like a good idea in today's market. It's pretty much essential if you want to succeed.
Yeah, because here's the kicker, our source points out. If your home isn't selling, it might not be the house itself. It might not even be your agent. It could just be the market. Simple as that. And right now, the market's definitely got something to say, louder than maybe we want to hear. Hey, let's really get into this. It's a big shift in real estate because it feels like a total flip from just, a few years back. Think about 2020, 2021. Remember that? It was all about the buyers, how incredibly frustrated they were, paying crazy amounts over asking, fighting off tons of other offers. A lot of them felt the whole system was rigged against them. Honestly, kind of felt that way.
And now, it's like the mirror image. The roles have just completely reversed. Now it's the sellers feeling that same, unfairness. Homes are sitting longer. Offers are coming in lower than they hoped. What looked like a sure thing for profit, and now it's much more of a challenge. But here's the crucial bit. It's not really unfairness. It's just a market adjustment. Real estate, any market, it has these cycles. Sometimes sellers are in the driver's seat. Sometimes buyers are. The trick is to kind of roll with the cycle, not against it.
It does make you stop and think how different it feels being a buyer then versus being a seller right now. Or, flip it around. The whole emotional vibe just changes completely depending on which way the market's tilted. And this leads us to something really interesting in the source material. Let's talk about the author Barry Overton. He's not just some real estate guy with 20 years in the business. He actually just sold 2 of his own properties. Right now in this market. So he's really been through it himself.
Yeah, exactly. And his biggest takeaway, maybe the most powerful point, is super honest. He ended up selling his places for almost $100,000 less than he first expected, which, that's tough. Definitely a hard pill to swallow, but he saw it as the market reality, and making that adjustment actually helped him sell faster.
He gives some solid examples, too, like his place in Denver. He knew where it stood market-wise, knew he couldn't price it like homes in, say, slightly better spots, or it would just sit there. So what did he do? Strategically, he listed at $30,000 below the neighborhood average, and the result? Sold. 9 days, full price, while other places nearby, they just lingered for months.
Right. And then there was his San Diego property. The first number floated was $545,000. But then you had these really high HOA fees, the monthly costs. Plus, interest rates just stayed stubbornly high. The market got even tougher for them, so they had to pivot again. Big price cut this time, $55,000. But guess what? The moment they made that adjustment, bam, an offer came in just days later. It wasn't fun, I'm sure, but it was necessary. It let them sell, move on, and it really drove home his main point. The market dictates value, not our expectations. That's the core of it.
That idea, the market setting the price, it's not just real estate, is it? The source connects it to something most of us know a bit about, the stock market.
Exactly. Smart investors, they watch stock prices go up and down, and they adapt. They know you can't just wish a stock was worth more than people are actually paying for it today. That same logic, it applies directly to selling a house. Prices fluctuate. Smart sellers, like smart investors, don't waste time getting angry about it. They adjust their strategy.
And this brings us to a kind of hard truth the source lays out. The longer your house just sits there, unsold, the less power you have as a seller. Buyers start to get a sense, maybe desperation, you lose negotiating leverage. They start thinking, why hasn't this sold yet? Maybe something's wrong with it, even if there isn't. And as more time goes by, any offers you do get tend to be lower, not higher.
Which is precisely why getting the price right strategically from the very beginning is so important right now. I know it might feel like you're leaving money on the table if you list lower than you dreamed, but often it's the opposite. Pricing it correctly for today's market that generates buzz, gets people interested, builds momentum, and that often leads to stronger offers in the end. Like the source says, pricing too high today, it almost always leads to disappointment, price reductions, and an extended wait. Just drags everything out.
So, okay, what does this really mean for you, the seller listening right now? It sounds like it's more than just numbers on a page. There's a big emotional piece to this, too.
Oh, absolutely. You have to acknowledge that. Selling a home is deeply personal, deeply emotional. It's totally natural to want the absolute maximum for your property. It holds memories, represents a huge investment, maybe carries your dreams for the future. So yeah, having to adjust those price expectations downwards, that can honestly feel like a loss, a real sting.
I get that. It could feel like you failed somehow, couldn't it? So how does the source help sellers navigate that? How do you redefine success when the market's like this? Is it still about chasing every last dollar?
No, not according to Overton. He frames selling smart differently now. It's not about hitting some theoretical peak price. It's more about selling for the best price you can get in a reasonable amount of time. That's the key. Selling so you can actually move on with your life. This might mean accepting, as the source puts it, less on paper. But what you gain could be much more valuable. Peace of mind, stability, and freedom from the stress of waiting.
That really makes you think. Which kind of win matters more in the long run? Holding out for a maybe never comes highest price, or getting a solid outcome that lets you actually move forward?
Okay.
Okay, so given all that context, the market shift, the emotions, the pricing pitfalls, what's the actual game plan? The source gives some actionable steps, right? Sellers aren't just stuck.
Definitely not powerless. The source outlines a clear strategy, really boils down to 4 key things for success in this kind of market. First, understand the cycle. Know that markets go up, they go down. This phase, it's temporary. Another cycle will eventually come. Don't panic. Second, price strategically. Price for today's buyer demand, not for the highs we saw yesterday or last year. Be realistic. Third, trust experience. Lean on a good agent who really knows the local market inside and out. Someone who gives you honest, realistic advice, not just what you want to hear. And fourth, stay flexible. Be ready and willing to adjust if the market tells you to. Don't let emotions or stubbornness dictate your decisions. Let the market data guide you.
So it really comes down to that core idea again. You've got to position yourself to win in the market you are in right now, not the one you just wish you still had.
That's the bottom line. To wrap it up, what we've really seen today is that in real estate, just like investing, facing the market realities head on and being proactive, adapting your strategy, that's the path to success. And honestly, it's the path to less stress and more peace of mind, too.
So maybe here's a final thought to chew on as we finish up. Beyond just houses, what expected reality in your own life might be holding you back right now? What expectations, if you adjusted them, could actually unlock more freedom, more stability, maybe even open up opportunities you haven't even considered yet? Something to think about.